The US grows ever closer to World War III. As you can see here, the US says and warns it will defend the Philippine Islands after China shot a military grade laser at a uh, Philippine Coast Guard. You could see the details here from multiple reports here in the South China Sea a few days ago. Philippines said that China used a military grade laser against a Philippine boat, a Philippine Coast Guard. And some are saying that this is kind of like a active war type of situation here. Um, and you guys can let me know your thoughts on this. Philippines says China's ship used laser against their Coast Guard, a military grade laser, and they have the photos to back it up. Yeah, so let me know your thoughts here on this. And now the United States is saying it will defend the Philippines, which used to be part of the United States. Yeah, you can see here the United States is warning it will stand with and defend the Philippines after reports that Beijing's Coast Guard used laser devices to temporarily blind the crew of a Philippine Coast Guard ship, according to the State Department. State Department spokesman Ned Price called China's conduct, quote, provocative and unsafe, and said it interfered with the Philippines' lawful operations in the South China Sea. More broadly, the People Republic of China's dangerous operational behavior directly threatens regional peace and stability, infringes upon freedom of navigation in the South China Sea as guaranteed under international law, and undermines the rules based international order. The Philippine Coast Guard says that the green laser light illuminated twice and the Chinese vessel made dangerous maneuvers in the water, blocking the delivery of food and supplies to military personnel aboard the BRP Sierra Madre, a ship intentionally grounded on the shoal in what the Philippines says is a blatant disregard and clear violations of Philippine sovereign rights. Quote, the United States stands with our Philippine allies in upholding the rules based in international maritime order and reaffirms an armed attack on Philippine armed forces, public vessels, or aircraft, including those of the Coast Guard in the South China Sea, would invoke U.S. mutual defense commitments. Price asserted, citing a 1951 mutual defense treaty. Wow. And as you can see here, we're literally growing closer and closer by the day to what it seems like World War III. In fact, as you can see here, the doomsday clock, which was created decades ago, has advanced to 90 seconds to midnight, the closest to apocalypse it has ever been. Humanity faces the greatest existential threats than it did during the Cold War, according to the Bulletin of Atomic Scientists. The doomsday clock, which was created 76 years ago by atomic scientists to warn against a human made apocalypse, has moved to 90 seconds to midnight. Pretty darn close, unfortunately. Russia's ongoing invasion of Ukraine, the climate crisis, and biological threats, such as unchecked spread of C19, were the latest reasons given by the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists, a nonprofit organization of scientists and policy experts, for setting the hands of the clock closer to human extinction than they ever have before, including the height of the Cold War. The president and CEO of the Bulletin of Atomic Scientists says, quote, "We are living in a time of unprecedented danger, and the doomsday clock time reflects that reality. 90 seconds to midnight is the closest the clock has ever been set to midnight, and it's a decision our experts do not take lightly," says Rachel Bronson, the president and CEO of the BAS, which is the Bulletin of Atomic Scientists. And remember that this was created, the Doomsday Clock, 76 years ago by atomic scientists to warn against a human made apocalypse. Yeah. They said, quote, "The US government, its NATO allies, and Ukraine have a multitude of channels for dialogue. We urge leaders to explore all of them to their fullest ability to turn back the clock and prevent an apocalypse." So you can let me know your thoughts here in the comment section. This also comes as President Biden is planning to deliver the most extensive remarks yet on the aerial objects the military has shot down now, 4 of them, 3 of them unidentified. We don't know if they've come from China or Russia or North Korea. We don't know the details on these quite yet. We do know that they have recovered most of the wreckage from the first balloon, including the heart or most of the main electronics from that first Chinese spy balloon, which is what most people are calling it here. So maybe we'll get a main update from that. Question is, will we get the truth from the government? Will they tell us the truth? Will they hide some or most of the details? Will it remain classified? What will we learn? This will be interesting, right? The other main question is, how much can we trust the government? Yeah, so the real thing here is that we really don't want to be in a major war with Russia or China. And it's not that we're better than them or they're better than us or anything like this. It's just that we don't want a nuclear war with anybody. There's not going to be no winners in a nuclear war. It's just that's why this doomsday clock is so close to midnight, because if in a nuclear war there would be no winners. It's not something we want to happen. So you guys can let me know your thoughts here in the comments. Is this something that's preventable? The other kind of question that I've seen a lot of people asking and talking about is, how does the Ukraine war end? Because that would be a good thing for all of us, especially for the people in Ukraine. And it would also mean that the United States can stop sending money over there. Whether or not this will be the last round of money that gets sent over there now that the Republicans are in charge of the House, it may be. But the other thing here is that whenever that conflict ends, if Russia gets sent home or the war is finally over there, remember they're coming up on the 1 year anniversary here on, I think it's February 24th, which is the day after my birthday, actually, on the 23rd. Not necessarily a great, linkage there, but the problem here is that the longer that war goes on, it just presents a threat here to the United States here as well, because we just really want that war to be over. The sooner that war is over, the better for the whole world. The quicker we can get that war over, and in hindsight, the better. I don't know how that's going to happen at this point, because Russia at this point wants to take over part of Ukraine. They're consistently maintaining that they want to, that in that, hoax election, or that, falsely claimed election that, 99% of the United Nations, the whole world, voted on and said, no, it wasn't real. There was only like Russia and 4 other countries that actually sided with Russia in the whole world and said, yeah, it was real. Russia's maintaining that they're going to claim that. They're going to just take over part of Ukraine. It's like 15 or 20% of Ukraine. And Ukraine's saying, we're not just going to give up our land. So basically, there's going to be a war there in Ukraine between Russia and Ukraine, and until it's decided at this point. Ukraine doesn't want to give up the land, and Russia doesn't want to leave until they've They've won over the land. Because if they leave, if they lose, and they don't win the land, they've really come out of their losers and have won nothing, especially with all the economic sanctions and all the men they've lost and all the money they've lost. They would really come out of this losers. So they don't want to go home empty handed. So, how do we end this war? Or how did they end this war? How does the war come to an end without land being given up from Ukraine? Let me know your thoughts here in the comments. I'll keep you up to date here with everything going on here in our country and around the world here on a daily basis. So, hopefully, we can prevent something catastrophic from happening. So, if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe down below to our YouTube channel. Click the bell icon after you subscribe so you don't miss out on new videos to come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'll keep you up to date here. Also, thanks so much for liking and sharing these videos so that YouTube sends out our videos to other people here as well and grows our channel. Here's some videos you can watch next. Click here to see what just happened between Russia and Ukraine that actually sent our military scrambling. Very good video. Click on that video to watch that next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video.